REITs, placements and preferential offerings. The three methods that REITs use to raise capital. In this video, we take a look at the differences between these three. As always, if you like topics like these, hit the subscription button now. As we know, REITs are entities that own commercial assets. Rent collected from these assets are distributed to unit holders as distributions or dividends. REITs are mandated to pay out at least 90% of their income as distributions. Given these distribution mandates, REITs may not have sufficient cash to make large asset acquisitions. In addition to this, REITs are also restricted by debt limits with regards to loans. As such, REITs that intend to grow via acquisitions will have to raise capital via equity fundraising exercises. These involve the issuance of new units in the REITs to investors in exchange for capital. And the three most common methods of issuing new units are via placements, preferential offerings, and REITs. But there are important differences between the three. First are placements, or more commonly referred to as private placement exercises. These exercises are available only to a select group of investors. And these are usually institutional investors or high net worth individuals. To prevent excessive dilution to existing investors, discounts to the volume-weighted average price applied for placement units are capped at 10%. The price at which the units are offered will be based on the level of interest received during a phase known as a book building exercise. These will be done via book runners or underwriters, which are usually the banks. If many investors are interested to subscribe to the exercise, the placement units will be priced at the highest end. Accordingly, placements that are priced at the lower end usually indicates a lack of interest from investors. Given the smaller pool of investors involved, private placements are usually completed within 24 hours. But it disadvantages investors who are excluded from the exercise. A second method of raising capital is via the preferential offering method. Unlike placements, preferential offerings are open to all existing investors. New units in the REITs are offered on a pro rata basis, according to the number of units that an investor already owns. As such, preferential offerings are often seen as being fair to all investors. However, preferential offerings are more tedious in terms of documentation and costs, and take a longer time to complete, given the large pool of investors involved. Like placements, discounts to the volume-weighted average price offered in preferential offerings are capped at 10% to prevent excessive dilution to existing investors. And the third method is via rights issues, which is a less common route for REITs. Like preferential offerings, rights units are offered to all investors on a pro rata basis. And the exercise takes a longer time to complete when compared to private placements. However, a major difference between preferential offerings and rights issues is the non-renounceable status. Preferential offering exercises are non-renounceable. This means that unit holders cannot trade their entitlement to purchase new units in the open market. On the other hand, rights issues are renounceable. Another difference between rights issues and preferential offerings is the cap to discounts offered. Unlike preferential offerings, there is no cap to the amount of discount that can be applied on the new units to be issued under a rights issue. As such, REITs that take this route can maximize the amount of capital that needs to be raised. However, given the large number of units that will be issued, it is highly dilutive. And it will take a while for the unit price of these REITs to recover back to where it was before the fundraising. In summary, these are the main differences between rights, placements, and preferential offerings. Which is the method that is most preferred by REITs? It depends on the situation that the REITs are facing at the time. For capital injections that need to be completed quickly, such as when acquiring a highly sought-after asset, private placements are preferred given the speed at which the exercise can be completed. But in situations where these REITs have the luxury of time, or when the capital to be raised is a relatively large amount, preferential offerings will likely be the preferred route. Often, REITs have also packaged the two methods into a single fundraising exercise. Can you think of any other differences between private placements and preferential offerings? Do leave us your thoughts or questions below. And do like and subscribe to this channel to stay in touch with videos like these.